A girl kneeling and crying asks two people why they're doing this. These two people who betrayed her are Bellatrix and Reinhard. Bellatrix reveals that she is jealous of everything she has, her looks, wealth and man. With a dreadful grind Bellatrix spat at our prota. As for Reinhard, he did it for political gain and now she's useless to him. The girl notices her deceased family, her mother, her father and her little brother. The girl is then executed and she promises that if she has the chance she will return to the past. The girl wakes up from a nightmare. Her maid Annie enters the room. She requests a mirror. When she looks at herself, she realizes that she looks younger than she was before. She asked what year it is. Annie reveals it's November 13, 549. According to the Oakland calendar, the girl realizes that she is in the past, 2 years before the terrible betrayal and execution of her entire family along with her. She realizes that everything was not a dream but reality, and this time she has the opportunity to take revenge on the traitors and save her family. Annie left after reminding the girl about the upcoming dance. When Reinhard turned his back on her, most of the servants left the mansion, but Annie was loyal to her family until the end. However, she was probably also executed, so Sophia begins to prepare a plan to save her family. The girl remembers that she is engaged to Prince Reinhard after some time, and this engagement is politically favorable for both families. If Reinhard puts their house in his back, he'll become more powerful, and if he becomes the prince again, he'll repeat that day. In order to ascend the throne in her country, they must have strong support from nobility. Her family, the Duke of Edelweiss, has the second most power after the royal family. Their marriage was an arranged one. To further solidify their position they made an agreement. He used her family as a tool, but his greed was too dark. Edelweiss, who is proud of his power, if he puts his daughter in front of the crown prince, he must have realized he cannot ignore the will of the Duke of Edelweiss, but with Reinhard ambition he trampled them completely. However, getting revenge would be difficult alone. She needs the assistance of Reinhard's older brother. First, Prince Alexis Oakland. He did not have the support of the aristocrats because he was the son of a lowly maid. On the other hand, Reinhard was the son of the daughter of a duke. Everyone expected Reinhard to be the next king. They could tell just from the building Alexis resided. But he earned respect by becoming a war hero. The public statement gradually leaned towards Alexis. Even the king began to contemplate the position of the crown prince. Reinhard feared he would lose the throne. Also, Alexis was superior in swordsmanship and academics, which hurt Reinhard's pride. However, on November 16, 549, Alexis dies in one of the wars. Because of this he was nicknamed the unfortunate hero. But there are still 3 days until his death and she can win his support against Reinhard. Annie then prepares Sophia for the dance. Annie praises her beauty. Sophia arrives at the dance. She is accompanied by looks of admiration and awe, but she is already used to all of them. However, she can't forget their cold gazes before she died. Moments later Sophia meets Reinhard and thinks she has to play along to fulfill her plan. She was once deceived by his smile and sweet words. But now she knows the truth, he's only thinking of raising his reputation. The girl meets Bellatrix, happily calling out to Reinhard. Looking back, Bella was strangely familiar with Reinhard. She thought it was her personality and moved on. Bella announced she stayed with Reinhard since she was alone and lonely. Reinhard confirms this. Seeing their trick, she tells them she knows and walks away. Suddenly murmurs fill the air. Alexis Oakland arrives at the ball. His brother is not very happy that he comes to the ball in a military uniform. But the Sophia thinks that for him the military uniform is the most suitable. She wonders about how to talk to him. Bella places her hand on Sophia's shoulder and asks if she's okay. She looks at Bella with a disgusted expression. She slowly calms down herself. Bella tells her that her expression is terrible and if she's sick, she tells them yes, and goes to get some fresh air. As she walks away she realized that their relationship started from this point. Sophia is consumed by memories of the past when Bella went to her cell and told her about her romance with her former finance that began long before her engagement was announced. She continues thinking on the balcony but Alexis arrives. He noticed her and tries to leave. Sophia grabs his arm exclaiming that she's been waiting for him. She begs him for 5 minutes of his time. He agrees, and she smiles happily. He tells her to let go of his arm. She blushes as she backs away and apologizes. She introduced herself to him, with a cold expression. He inquires what she wants. She gets to the point and tries to dissuade Alexis from going to war. With a deadly look he asks if she has the right to say that. She is startled, but she knows it's a trap to get rid of him. He asks if she expects him to believe her blindly without evidence. Seeing no other option she decides to use information from the future to persuade him. She offers Alexis the crown. She tells Alexis that the war is a trap set by his brother to kill him. In the past Reinhard came to her dungeon and told her how he got rid of Alexis. He was jealous of his brother's God-given ability, especially after he attended the war and everyone praised his swordmanship. He also noticed that his brother had his eyes on the throne. Sophia couldn't recognize him. Suddenly he grabbed her, revealing that she's the only obstacle left. He states that he only needs to survive and return. She tells him that won't work and inquires if he can handle being stabbed in the back by someone he trusts. He questions who the traitor is. She reveals it's his right-hand man Ben Peterson. He's shocked. She reveals that Reinhard kidnapped Ben's sister. In the past she was an obedient hostage, but was disposed of nonetheless. She disclosed that she's located in the warehouse in the east. Alexis asks Sophia if she will go with him. She has no evidence, but this is an opportunity. Sophia smiles and says she's not worried since the night captain will protect her. He's stunned. She wonders what's wrong, but he turns around saying it's nothing. In the carriage she realizes how attractive Alexis is. She compares him to Reinhard and Alexis surpasses him. Alexis noticed her gaze and Sophia quickly turns her head. Upon arriving at the warehouse, he comments that she didn't lie. Since it's odd that 3 guards would be at an old warehouse, in an instant he finishes off the 3 men. Sophia is surprised by his physical strength. They rescue Elisa Peterson. They bring her to Alexis' base and she rushes to her brother while crying. Ben thanks Alexis. Alexis inquires if he has nothing to say to him. Ben bows and says he'll tell him everything. After a while Sophia and Alexis speak in private. She offers him to marry her so that he can obtain the status of crown prince. Alexis asks Sophia why she wants to do that. She explains that she does not want to see Reinhard as crown prince. He questioned why. Has he heard Reinhard is kind to women? She explained that his kindness was only a pretense. Also Reinhard isn't deserving of having the throne. Alexis asks if he's deserving. She exclaims of course. It's obvious by how he treats his subordinates. When Alexis died many people shed tears for him, a prince and a person with the same blood as common people. She thinks such a person is deserving of being emperor. Alexis explains that with his current situation, it's not favorable to be with him, so he'll ask the king for her hand in marriage, since he promised to grant his wish if he won the war. After that she returns home. Her father asks why she disappeared from the prom. She apologizes to her father. She then asks her father to break off her engagement with Reinhard. Her father is shocked. He asks why. She states he's not worthy of the throne. She reminds him that the majority of nobility supports him. She says he's wearing a mask. Her father reminds her that anyone in power wears a mask. She suggests Alexis as a candidate. He's stunned, exclaiming that Alexis and countless enemies. Also he's not ready for the throne. She reminds him of Alexis' feats. He explains that her marriage is different from others. It's a political means to reconsider and see which side should be chosen to increase wealth and power. She says that Alexis can do the same and more. It'll be difficult. But Alexis has no supporters, so they'll be his supporters. She tells to her father that Reinhard tried to assassinate Alexis. And if Alexis wasn't capable, Reinhard wouldn't have attempted it. He asks if it's true. She reveals she saw everything. Alexis' tactics and how Reinhard kidnapped Elise. She says there are many witnesses. Alexis, Ben and his sister Elise. She revealed the reason she lefted the prom was because she lefted to save Elise. Her father is flabbergasted. He grabs her shoulder concerned. He tells her it's fine and she shouldn't do anything dangerous again. He asks if she won't regret it and she exclaims yes. He agrees to do what she asks. He doesn't know if it's the right choice, but tells her to get some rest. If she failed to convince her father, everything would have fell apart. Even if Alexis had made the request of the king, it wouldn't have worked if her family stood firm against it. Although her father comes from a noble background, he listened. He's a great father. She thinks he's trying to come up with excuses to cancel the engagement. She apologizes, but hopes she and Alexis can get engaged immediately after his return. Sophia receives a letter from Alexis before the battle begins, stating that he believes Reinhard must have noticed Elise's disappearance, but Alexis has taken precautions to leave before Reinhard can plot anything. Ben approaches Alexis and expresses remorse. Alexis says if he wants to apologize, give his life for him. With teary eyes Ben kneels and accepts. The letter assures Sophia that everything is going well. Her heart goes out to Alexis. Sophia then informs the maid of Alexis's engagement to her. Few days later Reinhard arrives at the palace and inquires about rumors of Sophia's engagement. She's surprised that the rumors have reached him, since only a few members of the household knows. So and shouldn't have reached high society yet. She tells him that story is fabricated. Reinhard says the story was strangely specific. He explains that the rumors goes after Alexis saves her from thugs' love blossomed. She assures him that it's only a rumor and they will be engaged. He's relieved and requests they no longer postponed it. However, she states it would be a bad idea to get engaged in wartime. He's disappointed but quickly composes himself, and states they should get engaged after the war is over. He leaves, and she thinks about how he was easily fooled. She throws the glass on the ground. If she knew he was so easily fooled, everything would have been easier. She had ordered Annie to spread rumors about her and Alexis. To the head maid Lenny, it was Alexis invoked her soul at the ball. To the head chef, it was she ran into her first love when she was young and proposed, and for the other his story. Love blossomed after he saved her from thugs, the person who could fabricate documents. The head butler Lucas, the reason her family were executed was because there was clear evidence of betrayal, all due to Lucas. She wants revenge. She goes to her father and asks him to call the writer-examiner. She wants a writing appraiser. Later we see the butler paralyzed with fear. Sophia holds a candle catching Lucas in the act. He tries to make excuses that he lost a fountain pen and has come to retrieve it. She calls out his nonsense, stating he dares to enter the Duke's studies at dawn. He responds that it's his father's keep sake. She opens the drawer, which was originally empty, but now there's paper inside. She hands it to her father. He's stunned. The content of the paper shows that he's planning a rebellion with the neighboring country. The writing is almost identical to the Duke. He yells at Lucas, who tries to deny it. Sophia tells him to prove it, if it isn't his work. Then the handwriting will be different. The handwriting appraiser passes him a pen and book. With trembling hands, he accepts the paper. He writes. While cold sweat goes down his face, he passes the appraiser the paper. He verifies that the handwriting is the same. Sophia asked if he has something to say. He gets on all fours begging for forgiveness. He claims he was blinded by money. He confesses that he was following Reinhard's order. His crime is punishable by execution. But it isn't time yet. The Duke orders the servants to lock him in the basement as he screams for mercy. The next morning, a furious Bellatrix runs into the palace and asks why they don't let her in. Sophia tells her that she ordered Annie to not let anyone inside. Bellatrix is stunned. She inquires if she did anything wrong. She explained that she ordered it so that one would interfere in the preparations for the engagement. She turns around and tells her to go home. She begs Sophia to have tea with her. With a smirk, Sophia tells her that the tailor is waiting. Bella is then dragged out. Sophia asks the maid to find her a self-defense teacher. She hates violence, but seeing Alexis' swordmanship and how useless she was, she just wants to be able to protect herself at least. Bellatrix runs to see Raymond and informs him that she cannot enter the castle. He gets angry because it is not Sophia's usual behavior. He fears that his plan has been discovered and that he will be outmaneuvered. He made a lot of effort to make Bella her best friend. He asked if she met Lucas. She responds that she never got to see him. Lucas' report always arrived on time at midnight, so he's sure something happened in the mansion. He begins to panic. Question what's happening. Bella holds his hand with a beautiful smile that would make men fold, exclaiming that they only need to be more careful. He looks disturbed but he quickly folds. With a disgusting face he says she's right. Sophia receives a visit from a self-defense teacher. She is surprised because it turns out to be the girl she recently rescued with Alexis, Annie. She introduces herself and explains women aren't allowed to be knights. She knows they may lack faith in her because of what happened earlier, but she states it was because she was up against 30 men. Furthermore, she can teach her self-defense for women. They begin the training, but after seeing her skills, Annie informs her that she has no talent for swordmanship. Even her own parents had come to the same conclusion. With tear eyes she begs Annie, but Annie tells her she'll teach her enough swordmanship to defend herself. Later on, Alexis receives a letter from Sophia. She tells him about the castle spy and how she discovered him. He comments that she's an intelligent and wise woman. A few days later, Sophia receives a letter from Alexis in which she is informed that the war is over. Sophia is shocked it hasn't even been 10 days. Before it took a month. But since Alexis is alive, it made the difference. The town is happy and proud of the commander. For this reason, they are preparing a party that Sophia is going to attend. At the party, Sophia shows off her outfit, which makes all the boys' jaw drop and the girls mesmerized. Bella used to choose her outfits, but now she is nothing like Bella, which makes Bella very angry. Her brother Clem runs towards her. He's excited to see the return of the troops. He loves adventure stories. He's an innocent boy who loves adventure. At that moment, the king summons Alexis. He praises him for his victory and gives him the opportunity to ask for whatever he wants. He asks to be betrothed to Sophia. Reinhard is stunned, and the nobles are shocked by the development. The king silences them. He questions why he's losing face. since Sophia will marry Reinhard. Alexis announces that he loves her, she then cuts in stating she loves him too. Seeing this, the king gives them his blessing. Sophia then boldly states she'll help Alexis become king. The king calls Sophia's father. The king asks him if his daughter's intentions are the same as his, he answers affirmatively. The king announces that any of his son can take the throne as no successor has been chosen. Reinhard makes a horrid face. Sophia missed seeing that cornered face. Originally the king did not discriminate against Alexis. Alexis learned swordsmanship and became his favorite. His only flaw is that he has commoner blood inside him. However, since he's engaged to her, that's no longer a problem. She watches as Reinhard walks away, and smirks at him. Reinhard is stunned to see such a face. Reinhard realizes that Sophia has discovered his plan. He gets angry and hits the wall. Bella comes to the rescue and brings him to a room, where she wraps his arm. Staring at Bella, Reinhard gets an ideal. Sophia takes a walk in the park and talks to Alexis. She explains her plan of next steps to find allies who can help Alexis. For this she is going to involve third Prince Werner. Alexis tells her she doesn't have to, as allies are enough for the knights. She explained that her marriage to him was only a stepping stone to challenge the throne. The three princes are eligible for the throne, but victory depends on lineage and the support of the nobles. However, Alexis is lacking in this department. As a result, Reinhard is still closer to the throne than him. Since they've revealed their intentions, Reinhard will reveal his true colors more quickly. Second, he lacks power as only the people, knights and her family support him. It's also far below Reinhard's power. He tells her to stop and that he already knows. He understands why he should get on allied, but he doesn't want it to be Werner. He's not sure if Werner hates Reinhard. He's seen Werner many times but has no clue what he's thinking. She explained that Werner has been hiding himself on purpose.